Okay, so starting section 2 of chapter 3, if you've looked at this problem, you've realized there's like 16 something different parts and it looks a little overwhelming, but it's a bunch of them even have the same answers. It's just a lot of the same thing. So let's just hop in here and get started on it. So when they give us this f of negative 28 or f of negative 8, f of 24, f of 0, what they're giving us is the x value. They're saying x equals negative 28. Y is, and that's what we're going to do. So this one, f of negative 28, we go to negative 28, and our y value is negative 2. Then we have f of negative 8, which is here, so y would be positive 2. My biggest thing on these is trying to keep my eyes straight and not get them confused. You obviously see I printed this off because I didn't want to draw this graph. I actually tried to at first, but it did not work out that well. So at x was 24, y was 2. When x is 0, y is this 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to pay attention to on that scale on these because these two, so 1, 2, 3, 4 here, but these are going by 4s this way. Is f of 8 positive or negative? So we'd go to where x is 8, and then the function at that point is negative. So is f of negative 12, so where f is 12, positive or negative? So it's positive. For what values of x is f of x equal to 0? This one, it's everywhere that y is 0. So we have this point, and this point. So we'd have negative 24. This one would be negative 4. And that one is 16. Now this next part, I know I'm going to have problems on this since I only have that little bit of graph there. For what values of x is f of x greater than 0? So they're asking us where all is this function over 0. So it'd be right here and here. And so we're going to use these points we found, and I'm going to move on up and do this. So we're typing a compound inequality for this. So we'd have negative 24. And it's just greater than 0, so we're less than x, which is less than negative 4, comma, 16 is less than x, which is less than or equal to. And I put it equal to here because our graph is going to end right here on 24, but it's greater than it all through it, so it can equal this 24. Our domain is our x values, and our range is our y. So let's get them real quick. So our domain, our lowest x value is negative 28, and our highest x value is positive 24. So it'd be, and they want it as a compound inequality, so negative 28 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to positive 24. Then same on our y value. On the y value, I always want to not put y there because I'm so used to putting x in here. So my lowest y value I have is negative 2, and my highest y value is 3. So I'm going to fill them in, negative 2 and 3. What are the x-intercepts is our next question. So our x-intercept would be negative 24, negative 4, and 16 because we're using them same points again. So it's the same as this one. Negative 24, negative 4, and 16. What are the y-intercepts? There better only be one. Our y-axis, our y-intercept is at negative 1. I don't know if y'all can see that. How often does the line y equal 1 intersect the graph? So we go to where y is 1. I feel like I should do this in a different color. So we're going to use a pencil. So where y is 1, sorry, and draw a line. This is a rough line. So when y equals 1, we'd cross at 1, 2, 3. And that's all they're wanting. So how often does it cross the line? Y equals 1. It would be 3 times. And then they give us how often does the line. It's on the back of this page, sorry. How often does the line x equal 2 intersect the graph? So x equals 2, since these go by 4s, it's going to be like halfway between here. So at x equals 2, it's going to cross 1 time, and it only can cross 1 time, because for it to be a function, if it crossed more than once, it would be that it failed the vertical line test and not be a function. What's the last 2 questions on this problem? For what values of x does f of x equal -2? So on this right here, they're saying y equals -2. What is x? And then on this one, y equals 3. What is x? So that's our last 2. So y equals 2. What is x? And it was -2, right? Y equals -2. So we have a -2 here and here. So it'd be -28 and 8. So -28 and 8. And then we have y equals 3. What is x equal? So y equals 3. X equals -12. Okay, that was our forever long problem. And I know the first 2 are like that. So bear with me on that one. This video was forever long because of that one too. I'm sorry.